Howdy folks, Mark Wheeler here, the Low Sodium Show in Jackson Kayak. For those that know, I love waterfowl hunting, and one of the things I really do love hunting more than anything else are geese. And floating geese are expensive, stupidly expensive actually. $100 for 6 full body floaters is cheap. But for 50 bucks you can get a dozen shells. Shells don't float though. They come with these interchangeable heads, which makes it really nice, really compact and perfect for the kayak. So I've been thinking, how do I get this to float? Well, there's some guys online that make these boards. The problem is, early in the morning trying to fit these in there and get them out can be difficult. You could fill the inside with spray foam, but then you can't stack them. But what if you can still stack them using pipe insulation? And it works. I'd like to thank the guys at duckhuntingchat.com for pointing this out. Light bulb went off. It's pretty darn stinking simple, actually. I think I've spent 20 bucks. I've already done 3 dozen, and I still have 5 or 6 pipe insulation left. So all you need, okay? It's pretty simple. Shell. This is Hardcores, I believe. Not quite sure anymore. I've got so many of them. But a hardcore, just a decoy shell, a drill with a bit, pipe insulation, and zip ties. This is the insulation that has the glue on it. It's up to you. So basically, all you're going to want to do is put holes about 1 inch up. Pretty simple, not too hard. Make sure you don't drill into yourself. And also go ahead before you do this and figure out if you can roll your pipe insulation around the curves. I just find that it's just easy for me to go right behind. There's a curve right here. See that? I first want to go here and then all the way back to the white. So from about here to about there. Okay? So you make your holes all the way through. It looks like that. Also put 2 in the front. Okay? So the way it's gonna look, what I do is I just peel off one side. Do a quick measurement. Looks about right. Pair of scissors. And my cut. Grab my Lay Me Down Cool guy here. And just lay it on here. You don't have to do anything special. Just get it on. Okay? Once it's there, you just grab your zip ties, bring it down, zip tie it off. It's really that simple. You gotta. It's the beginning of summer. It's June 1st. Why wait till the day before to start panicking and getting everything ready? Why don't you start doing it now? I love how I can take this and restack them for the kayak. Last year I was running decoys and I could only run 3 or 4 floaters, the full body floaters, and it was killing me. So I was missing a lot of geese. So I didn't have a full spread. Now I've got a dozen that take up no room at all. Hell, my 2 dozen ducks, minute and a half. It's all set up, and all I have to do is trim off the ends. crappy scissors. And that's done. So now, see this one's done? They fit right inside each other all over again. It's that simple. See? You know, and like I said, it only cost me 20 bucks. You know, it doesn't shell decoys, depending on where you get them from. Can be, you know, up to 150 bucks for those crazy Dakotas and avians and whatnot. You know, those are the ones that are just absolutely, you know, twice the size of this shell. I don't find I need that. You know, I'm hunting areas that are pretty well, have pretty good visibility, right in flight paths, which are huge. You know, stuff like that. So I don't need to go huge. I'm not trying to draw them in from 10 miles out, like some guys. You know, if that's your thing, you need the bigger ones, then you go for it, man. But now, you know, you have a way of saving some money and not having to buy those big, crazy setups that you know you don't really need, in my opinion, or for my situation. I got shells. Now, how do you set these up? There's two ways. You can set them up normally. You know, I use just basic egg weights or frog tongues, as they're called. You know, wrapped around the body and just pitch them out. I find they work great. You know, one way that I'm starting to get turned on to for geese is long lining. For those who don't know what long lining is when you have one weight coming off the front, and you have a loop in the back here with another line that goes back about that far. They're from butt to head, it's about 2.5, 3 feet, tied off to the next decoy. Same thing going all the way down. This way you have them all in line and they kind of do this. It's really simple. You just drop the weight and just keep on bailing them out. As I let them out, I'll just take a head and tighten it on and drop them off. You know, oh, he wants to look this way. He wants to look that way. You know, maybe I want to have a greeter on the next one. I just keep grabbing them and going. Yeah, that's one thing. If you go out in the season and they start flaring for whatever reason, you don't know why. I've actually tested these out in my local lake already. I had several flocks flare, and the reason is my first ones I put the whole way up here, and it really brought this foam up. I think that's what they were seeing, this little gleam off of it. If you have really skittish geese, just go out at the line, a little bit of white here, just buy some brown, just brown it up, or some flat black, and drop your hole down so this whole body sits farther up out of the water. If you have a problem with them rolling, which I was having, 2-foot waves, really nasty stuff. I'll take a loop and I go straight down the center. I always do one down the center, and you just push it. You know, take 20 minutes, and you push that through, and you give it a loop. Okay, just a small loop. And then what you do is you have a bunch of weights. I don't go heavier. I found that I don't need to go heavier than 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces on each side. And it kept it flat, and it actually gave it a little more action in the waves. To actually make it keel. But yeah, it's as simple as that. One thing I highly recommend is don't tie straight off to the back to the nose. Cant off a little bit, make your hole. Do the same thing. Just like a spook will, you know, walk much more freely with a loop knot. Same thing. Make sure there's a loop there so this can They walk the dog, so to speak. Yeah, now I can stack these right in the bed of right in the tank well, and you know, right there's 3. No space at all. And always remember, unless you're sitting in the middle of the bay or lake or whatever, if you're near land, always keep a couple of extra shells with nothing on the bottom. Okay? Put them all on the bank. Make those your sleepers. Make those your active feeders. Make your greeters and your sentries out in the water, and you'll draw them in a heck of a lot closer than anything else. So with that being said, get out there, guys, have some fun. Start scouting now for the duck season. Teal's coming up. Teal and goose. Let's get out there and let's go kill some ducks. And while we're at it, let's catch some bass as well. Thanks, y'all. Check out jacksonkayak.com, kayakfishingradio.com, tommyheadjigs.com, and the rest, just getting out there and fishing. Thanks, guys. Stay safe.